Hey guys, I'm back. I've got a really cool video this time. This is stuff I picked up at the Friends of the Library sale. It's a huge warehouse sale of mostly books, but also records and CDs, DVDs, videotapes, laser discs. I even bought some laser discs this past time. This is a sale from 6 months ago, basically. The Friends of the Library sale is coming up this weekend. And yeah, it's been 6 months. I've had this stuff kind of in storage because I've had such a mess here in my music room, and just kind of had things boxed up, and it's kind of sad. I've had this stuff boxed up for almost 6 months now. Haven't really taken it out to clean it and play it. Yeah, it's kind of a sad situation. So I'm happy to be pulling it out now and taking another look at it. Some of the stuff might actually surprise me that I forgot that I got it. But yeah, it's always a cool sale. Unfortunately, I have to work weekends, so I'm going to miss the Saturday and Sunday, the two opening days again this time. But it goes on for another 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, everything is half price, and Wednesday, everything that hasn't sold is 10 cents. So great day to be grabbing stuff if you're a good digger and you know what you're looking for. So these are things I picked up over the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I've got some half price stuff and some 10-cent stuff, and I'll try to point that out when I get to it. Always fun, a lot of fun for me. I like digging through bins and bins, and this is a great place to dig. They've got tons of bins of records and CDs, and just a lot of fun. I won't even get into the CDs in this video. I don't even know if I can find them at this point. But this is just the vinyl. So here we go. I'm going to try not to talk about things too long because I've got a whole bunch of records here to show. So first up, a nice 10-inch by Shorty Rogers and his orchestra featuring the Giants, Cool and Crazy, on RCA. A little beat up, but it's Shorty Rogers. Nice fun jazz stuff. Next up, Dave Brubeck, All the Things We Are, with some interesting players on this one, including Anthony Braxton, Lee Konitz, Alan Dawson, and Roy Haynes on drums, Jack Six on bass. Recorded at some different sessions in '73 and '74. Really weird to see Dave Brubeck and Anthony Braxton on the same record. This is actually a Mexican pressing. I don't know if you can see there, but yeah, still in the shrink for $3. Not going to pass that one up. Ramsey Lewis and his Gentlemen of Swing on Argo. Very interesting. Again, in rough shape, you can see, but you know, $2. It's for a good cause. I'll always add some Ramsey Lewis to the collection. There are a few of these that are missing the original jackets, but records are still interesting. I can't remember what the green sticker was for, and green, any colored sticker is like $1 or less. So this is Chet Baker and the Chet Baker Art Pepper Sextet, Playboys, on World Pacific. This is interesting. Yellow sticker, I think it's 25 cents. Nice Crown Records, red vinyl pressing. The red vinyl is usually pretty good. Their black vinyl pressings are just pretty much garbage. They use some of the worst quality vinyl around. Music composed by Henry Mancini, conducted by Ted Nash, arranged and supervised by Maxwell Davis. So I like collecting these sort of crime, jazz stuff coming out of the Los Angeles music scene. And this was an interesting one here. So you've got a lot of music from Peter Gunn, kind of alternate takes. Of course, the original Henry Mancini, the official soundtrack, was on RCA Victor, and these are a lot of the same musicians, I believe, and this one recorded on Crown. There's a lot of other recordings on various labels, and I try to pick them all up. Julian Bream, a great Spanish classical guitarist. Popular classics for Spanish guitar for 10 cents on RCA. A direct, let's see, direct to disc recording, Japanese, I'm not even sure of the label here, but it's direct to disc recording at 45 RPM for green label, I think 50 cents. Still in the Japanese resealable outer here. Looks like it's been at specs for $3.99. I got it for 50 cents. So this is Ikuyo Kamaya, pianist, doing Beethoven's Appassionata. Nice audiophile recording there. Living Stereo Classical, I usually pick these up if they're in pretty good shape. This one's kind of rough, but it was, what, like 25 cents, 50 cents. Nice shaded dog. The vinyl is actually in really, really good shape here. Unbelievably. Decided to pick that one up. Another one I pick up, the Mercury Living Present Stereo Classical Recordings. This one for 10 cents. Dorati and the Minneapolis Symphony Orchestra playing some Rossini overtures. Again, the vinyl's in really good shape. Nice early stereo classical recordings. Again, another one without the original jacket, but it's a good record. Color label, so it's $1 less. This is Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. Weasels Rip My Flesh on Bizarre. Bizarre? Johnny Smith, a great guitarist, great jazz guitarist, plays the songbook of Jimmy Van Heusen on Roost. This one a little more expensive, in the $4 range here, $4, but in much better shape than a lot of the other stuff I pick up at the Friends of the Library. Nice Royal Roost label there. I always pick up Johnny Smith when I see him. Another RCA Living Stereo. This is Richter and Munch and the Boston Symphony Orchestra playing Beethoven's Concerto No. 1 and Sonata in F, Opus 54. I don't know a lot about classical, but I know these shaded dog ones are usually pretty good, so I pick them up when I see them in good shape for cheap. That was in the 25 to 50 cent range. The Benny Goodman Quartet on RCA Victor. This one obviously has seen better days. Got a lot of horrible wear on the sleeve here, but it's only 10 cents. And what a quartet. Lionel Hampton on vibes, Gene Krupa on drums, Teddy Wilson on piano. This one seemed interesting here. The Sounds of Selling. Okay, so now we're getting into the half price days. I made a note on the price stickers. I do a little slash, meaning half price. So Les Baxter, his orchestra and chorus, and the Kirby Stone 4, the Modern Airs, and the Sportsmen. I think those were vocal groups. So Les Baxter doing kind of, I think he did one side of the record. Yeah, so these were commercials for AC Delco auto parts. AC quality products you can see in there. I guess just AC before they merged and became AC Delco, perhaps. Yeah, interesting. Music for commercials.
The leaves are falling. The temperatures too. Winter's coming. Here's a tip for you. You'll make that bold change, a change for the better, if your car is set for the winter weather with AC spark plugs. AC fire rings are engineered to fit your car, give fast cold weather starts, better mileage by far. So get ahead of things. Here's all it'll take. New AC fire rings for action's sake. Because AC is the only spark plug designed with this strong, tapered tip to heat faster, to get hotter. AC's hot tip burns away power-robbing deposits. Cleans it.
Odd stuff. I like to pick up some odd stuff at this sale because it's cheap. Another Ahmad Jamal at the Penthouse on Argo. So for half of $1.25. Always pick up Ahmad Jamal. The Count Basie Story Deluxe Limited Edition box set. This box is actually not falling apart. Every other box set I've seen from this vintage is just falling to pieces. So this is kind of a surprise from the Roulette label. The Roulette Birdland series, and it's got a nice nice booklet inside about Count Basie and his whole background. And it's beautiful shape, records and all in really nice shape in these sort of rice paper sleeves. It's like a 2-record set. I think I've actually already got this one, but the one I have was pretty beat up. This one was half of $2.50, so $1.25. Buddy DeFranco, interesting clarinet player with Jim Gillis guitar on a label I'm not familiar with, Classic Jazz Records. This looks like something from late 60s, early 70s. DeFranco did a lot of great recordings on Verve Records back in the late 50s, I think. Carlos Santana, under the name Diva Dip, Oneness, Silver Dreams, Golden Reality, so half of $1.50. I think a lot of people would swing by this, flip past it because they wouldn't know who Diva Dip is. If I'm pronouncing that right, his Hindu name at the time, I believe, or Buddhist name. Back in his Buddhist period, yeah, I don't know a whole lot about this recording, but it looked interesting. It was cheap, half off, made it 75 cents. Really kind of pretty custom label on this one. So yeah, custom inner sleeve. Figured I'd give it a shot. Kind of in Santana's more spiritual period. From Time Records, Time did some pretty good sort of audiophile type stuff. Kind of like Command Records. So you got some sort of modern classical music, I believe. Luigi Nono, Bruno Maderna, and Luciano Berio. We gotta check this out. He did these nice, like Command, these nice gatefold jackets. Some more classical. I try not to pick up too much classical these days. I went a little out of hand in years past, and I've got more classical than I'll probably ever be able to listen to in a lifetime. But when I see certain labels, I pick them up when they're in good shape. So a few from the Deutsche Grammophon label. This is Bartók Concerto for Orchestra. And I think, let's see what pressing this is. Okay, that's sort of a later pressing. They don't have the flowers around the rim there. But in really nice shape. I've been meaning to check out Bartók. Maurice Ravel, conducted by Seiji Ozawa and the Boston Symphony Orchestra. Again, I think this is a later pressing, but check it out. From the CBS Classics label, this looks like some sort of European pressing based on the slick laminated cover. This is a British pressing. So yeah, I always like picking up these European pressings. Interesting. So yeah, George Szell and the Cleveland Orchestra doing some Walton variations on a theme by Hindemith. Again, I'm not a classical buff, but I'm trying to check it out. Golden Imports. This series, Golden Imports, these are reissues of the Mercury Living Present stereo classical recordings from the late 50s, early 60s. I believe these were after Philips had bought out Mercury. These are usually pretty good. Usually better quality vinyl, better pressings than the originals, but maybe not as same quality of mastering, in my opinion. But really nice whenever I see these, they're usually in really beautiful shape. A lot of times the original Mercury Living Presence ones are a bit knackered up from being knocked around in people's collections or sitting in record stores or thrift stores, or a little scuffed up. These are always interesting to pick up. They always got different cover art than the originals. This one is a Rimsky-Korsakov Borodin, conducted by Antal Dorati and the London Symphony Orchestra. Let's see, another one with no jacket. This is After Hours by Sarah Vaughan on the Columbia, nice Columbia 6i for I think 25 cents. Red Norvo. Red Norvo was a vibes player, but before that he actually played xylophone, jazz xylophone player. Very interesting musician. Was $3.50, got it for $1.75. Columbia Special Products compilation here. So a lot of his early recordings with players like Jimmy Dorsey, Benny Goodman, Artie Shaw, Charlie Barnett, Teddy Wilson, Bunny Berrigan, Chu Berry, Gene Krupa, and Mildred Bailey. So we're talking stuff from probably the maybe even late 30s, 1940s here. Stan Kenton, Artistry and Rhythm. Nice classic Stan Kenton piece. This one in really good shape. Probably not going to keep too much Stan Kenton in my collection. I'm going to weed a lot of it out, but this one I'll keep for $1. Another classical piece on Angel Records and early Angel stereo pressing here. Herbert von Karajan with the Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra doing the New World Symphony, and Smetana's The Moldau. Nice early sort of Blue Angel. A lot of people aren't Angel fans of the Angel label, the American version of EMI classical here. I like them, especially the early pressings. And usually when I find them, they're in really nice shape, so that's one of the big reasons I pick them up. This one's still in the shrink for like 25-50 cents. Another Angel stereo, this one for half of 10 cents, so for 5 cents. Holst's The Planets, conducted by Sir Adrian Boult and the New Philharmonia Orchestra. Another Blue Angel stereo pressing. And this one, really cool here. This one surprised me that no one else had picked it up. I'd never seen anything like this before in my life. This is a sort of a boxed piece here. Not really a box set, but just something really unusual. Originally priced for $10. I picked it up for half price, so for $5. This is the Columbia Masterworks November 1951 demonstration kit. Not for resale. And surprisingly, the box is still intact. It's not all split at the corners. And so what is this? Well, I assume it's something they would send out to maybe record stores, maybe record distributors. I'm not quite sure. But I'll show you what's inside. So you've got sort of a sleeve here with a dowel on the end. And taped together is the sleeve with the record. And then you've got this slick reproductions of the cover art for the different records. Alright. So here we have Tchaikovsky's The Months. So this is 1951, right? So pretty early on in Columbia's, let's say, records with custom cover art. You know, back in the 40s, if they had cover art, it'd be kind of a generic cover art. And then Alex Steinweiss, artist, got with the label and they started doing some really nice cover art. And these are nice because I believe when these records came out, they'd be kind of a matte finish on the front of the record. But these are nice, slick, slick printing jobs. Totally unlike what you'd actually see on the finished product. So here's a reproduction of the front, or sort of test printing of the front artwork, and then the rear cover art. And then you've got another one, George London, something, dramatic scenes from Russian and French operas. And again, you got reproduction of the front and the rear covers. Here's a nice classic Alex Steinweiss design here. Felix Weingartner doing Beethoven's Symphony No. 8 and Symphony No. 9. Nice, great example of Alex Steinweiss, his cover design work. Beautiful stuff with colors and layout. And then again, reproduction of the back cover. Sacred Arias by the Great Masters with Max Rudolph conducting this Columbia Symphony Orchestra. Another, no doubt, Alex Steinweiss cover design. This type of script here you see at the top, you see these a lot on the early Columbia classical recordings. They call this the Steinweiss scribble or Steinweiss script, something like that. That sort of cursive font. That's his own invention. Let's see what else. Mary Martin, Babes in Arms. Just really beautiful, I guess, test printings here. Go through these. Here's more of a sort of standard classical cover by Columbia back in the day. Again, see, here's one recording, here's another different recording using the same basic layout but a different color. I'll flip through here. So yeah, that's one, and then the record itself looks like it's marked "This record not for sale." Masterworks preview. It's got the number 6 on it. So yeah, it's got excerpts from the different recordings that they showed the artwork for, and the little booklet there. And I believe there's only supposed to be one of these in the box, but whoever got these, I put another one in the box. Actually, it was originally attached to the box. This is what was originally in the box, because the dowel is actually attached to the box itself. It's kind of hard to show here. I apologize for that. But yeah, it's actually affixed to the box. So same thing, slick reproductions of the cover art. Here you've got Pineapple Pole. Yeah, whatever. Puccini Arias. And I won't go through the rest of these unless I see something. Well, here's a nice, looks like Steinweiss cover here. Nice bold use of graphic design and color. Simple, not too many colors, maybe 3 colors used in the covers back then. There was really no blending of colors. Another one, Music of Jubilee. Nice bold graphic design. So really pretty cool. Yeah, that's enough of that. I just thought that was interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. I think I'd only seen one other example when I looked on the internet of this stuff. So yeah, that was Half Price Day. And then the rest of these records, I believe, are from 10-cent day. So I'll try to go through these a little quicker. Chris Connor, jazz vocalist, with He Loves Me Not on Atlantic. Mulgrew, the Mulgrew Miller Trio from Day to Day. Some jazz on the Landmark label. And produced by Orrin Keepnews. Some more classical Pictures at an Exhibition and Bolero. This is an early, I believe, early. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, this is an early Deutsche Grammophon pressing. So you got the flowers all the way around the outside rim there. The tulips, I think they are. else? The Superfon label. Dvorak's Piano Works. This is a Czechoslovakian label, Superfon, I believe. Philips, like the Golden Imports Mercury records. These are very similar pressings here, if not pressed at the same place. They usually have the sticker here imported from Europe. Really thin vinyl, sort of the thin floppy vinyl you associate from the late 70s, maybe early 80s. You can kind of see, but really nice pressings. I really like these. They don't take up a lot of room when you get a bunch of them on the shelf, which is kind of nice. When you start to accumulate a ton of records, you get a bunch of these nice thin classical Deutsche Grammophon and Philips records, and they don't take up a lot of room. Same thing here. Chandos Digital, direct metal mastering. This is a West German, it looks like, company. Figured I'd check it out. Wasn't familiar with their work. Nice Columbia Masterworks. Beautiful shape on this one, so I figured I'd pick it up. I think I paid 25 cents for this. No, this is 10 cents. These are all 10 cents. Bolero, Ravel's Bolero, conducted by Leonard Bernstein. Porgy and Bess by Mundell Lowe and his All-Stars. I think I've already got 3 copies of this in stereo, but why not pick up another one for 10 cents? Maybe I'll pass it on to somebody. Really good recording on RCA's Camden label. But yeah, great band. George Duvivier bass, Don Elliott, I think Mellophone, Art Farmer, O.C. Johnson, Tony Scott, Ben Webster, Ed Shaughnessy. Nice mix of sort of modern and old school jazz players. An Italian record here, I Giganti del Jazz. So you got Milt Buckner, jazz organ player, Buddy Tate, Wallace Bishop. I recognize the name Milt Buckner, so I figured I'd pick it up. Got a lot of interesting notes in Italian. Of course, I don't speak Italian, so that doesn't do me much good. On the Commodore label, Mild and Wild Bill Davison. So I think this is sort of, it's gotta be like Dixieland jazz, I think. And getting down to the end here, The Touch of Tony Scott. I think I may have already had this one, but I figure I'll pick it up and see if it's an upgrade. Tony Scott, clarinet player, with his tentet and quartet. Figure I'll check that out. And finally, on the Audio Lab label, the fabulous Benny Carter Band. On Audio Lab, kind of an obscure record label, I believe, a product of King Records. Maybe not that obscure. So yeah, the Benny Carter Band. I can't remember who was in the band. I looked it up once, but I forgot. Slightly valuable recording for 10 cents. So yeah, that was it. Just wanted to run through those since in a few days the next sale is kicking in, and I'm going to try to hit it for, again, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and dig through the leftovers and see if I can find something cool. Thanks for hanging in if you made it this far in the video. I know it's been a long video and I showed a lot of stuff, but I appreciate you watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.